The brand new collection event is here for Apex Legends, and fans are finally able to play with the Seer Heirloom. Fans are finally able to play private matches. They're finally able to play control mode. But of course, as always, there is a very big catch. But I was going through some of this information. I actually found some things that we have not discussed in the past that I thought were pretty interesting. So I'm going to bring all of that to light today, and then also talk about an Apex Legends developer that seems to be agreeing and confirming that we're not going to make the same mistake again. So for all things Apex Legends news, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new as always, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. Don't forget, we're giving away the Seer Heirloom. So if you guys do want that thing, just like it, subscribe. I'll be picking one of the comments from the video this week to give it out. So Respawn made this tweet earlier in the day, right before the collection event did release for update, and they said, before private matches go live later today, we wanted to remind folks that they will require 30 players to start. But for more information, you can check out your frequently asked questions. See you soon, Legends. First off, you want to remind folks, you didn't tell people this to begin with. You're reminding people what we have told them because you just did not want to do that. And why didn't they want to do it? I think Garrett made a good point, saying, not going to lie, I feel like they should have announced the player limit in the patch notes, because not doing it just led to days of false expectations. And so I just replied here saying, I know the social media manager made this tweet and probably deleted the app because I know there's a lot of backlash coming. And yes, it is true. There is a lot of backlash coming. Even on the Alpha Intel post saying that there will be a 30 player minimum requirement to start the match. Everybody in the comments here just very, very disappointed and not happy that Respawn did not say this from the get-go. It's like when the teacher from school said we're all having a pizza party, but whenever they bring the pizza, you realize it's only for people that did not get write-ups. So unless you got 30 friends sitting around, you're probably not going to love this. Now, I did go through myself and actually read this frequently asked question that was on here. It was kind of weird because there's a lot of like very basic information that they just decided to update here. Whenever you read some of these questions, it says, are limited time modes available in private matches? And it says, no, not currently, but we will share more info in the future should this change. It would be amazing if you're actually able to do limited time modes in the future on this. I do want to let you guys know you can start a private match with only 6 players if you decide to play an arenas match. So there is something for you guys to do. It's not like it's completely non-accessible. It's just like, you know, definitely a little misleading. Also, for the most part, not every map has ever been available in Apex when it comes to the private matches, because they're usually working on another map or take it out of the rotation for the game. So whenever you used to have the codes to do this, there was only like 3 maps that were available, sometimes even 2. But they did respond here and say that all the maps are now available for these private matches. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see that. Now, before this private match feature actually existed, I actually had some codes from a company that let me use their private match code so that I can host some customs. And in that situation, you do not need 30 players to start a match. So I revisited it today to see if that was still the case. And it actually is. If you take a look at this video right here, if you start a private match by using the create private match system, then yes, you will need 30 players. But if you have one of these special access codes, which are usually limited to content creators, you can still start a private match with less than 30 people. So it's a kind of workaround, but definitely not what you want to hear. You can see from the first video, I could not start it, said I needed 29 more players, but in the other video, it actually let me start by myself. Now, the most famous Apex Legends developer that you guys probably know, Josh Medina, made a tweet here, and he said, we about to launch the mid-season patch for Apex. I hope y'all enjoy Control's return, public match players, and only 30 player minimum, obviously. And we got more stuff leading up to next season with the famous eye emoji that he always loves to use. See you guys online. The next season waiting room is officially open. The question is, how many people are actually going to be in that waiting room? Because I know there's a lot of disappointment out there. One thing that I did want to mention from this same exact developer was that he responded to a very interesting tweet that I think will probably make you guys a little happy to see. If there's any good news at all that I can bring, it is definitely this. So Zara Tricky on Team Furia said, props to anyone who's still grinding Apex ranked daily. That mode at this point is beyond boring. Please never do another 75-day split or whatever this was. And he actually responded and said, as of right now, I don't think that we will in the future. You guys know today, I think this season is the longest season or so, or the longest split that we've ever had in Apex Legends, or at least the second longest, something along those lines. And many fans have said, look, this is way too strung out. It's way too boring. There's way too much time in between all of this. And so it looks like we finally may have an answer that we will never have to experience this long of a wait again. It's kind of weird because when the next season comes around, I'm always like, man, that season flew by. But when you're living in the moment, it's like, gosh, can we just get past this? It's taken forever. But listen to this. You guys aren't going to believe what else Apex is doing. There's going to be a lot of leaks coming out over the next couple of days since this new event is here, and there's more things in the game files, but they're actually bringing another collection event in this season. That's 3 collection events this season, with the Christmas one, the current one, and this next one that's going to be happening. Also from iLoot Games, apparently hardcore mode will be coming this season as well. So yes, a lot to still go on in season 15, but my gosh, 3 collection events in one season. Talk about about being money hungry. At least with the devs saying that they probably won't do this long of a season again in the future, this probably indicates we probably won't have 3 collection events in the same season as well in the future. Now, as much as people really thought that the 30 player minimum was a big killjoy, because for obvious reasons, who has 30 friends just laying around waiting to play private matches, this was actually one of the content creators for Apex Legends sticking up for Respawn. So I wanted to see what you guys had to think about. This was coming from the Coco saying, listen, I get hating on Apex for certain things, but we really getting mad that Customs takes 30 people? Half the people mad are big content creators acting like y'all can't just ask for codes or even host a 30+ lobby easily. It's a WMI book, W patch, good job Apex. And for map exploration and 1v1ing, map exploration is not a priority for anyone but the pros, and they already have private codes. So as far as 1v1ing, I will die for a firing range update that has stuff like R5 Reloaded. Regardless, still a W. Now, on one hand, I get what he's saying. I think he makes some fair points when it comes to map exploration, and obviously we would really like to have a better firing range update that allows you to have much more customization and better 1v1s, maybe even better situations and looting priorities and target practice and such like we see in R5 Reloaded. I think that he may be forgetting the main point here. The biggest problem is not map exploration. It's the fact that people who don't have 30 people are not big content creators. There's a lot of people that would like to go into Battle Royale with maybe 20 of their friends, 10 of their friends, 5 of their friends, and just kind of wait for the end game and do some practice stuff. It's a little scuffed, I understand. But I think that's more so what people are wanting to do, is be able to start a game with their 5 or 10 friends. If it was just for the aggravation of not being able to explore the map, I think people would get over it pretty quick. But the problem, like you said in the tweet, is that the 30 player thing really only benefits the content creators, which already have codes. Would just be a little bit more happy if they came out and said, hey, look, it's halfway done, it's a little scuffed, but we wanted you guys to at least try it. I just don't like the fact that it was promoted as, look, private matches are coming, here it is, it's finally here. It should be advertised as it's missing some things. And to also follow up with what Nkoko had to say about the firing range getting an update, it looks like there has been some stuff in the past that have indicated that actually might be the case. If you guys don't remember, about 4 or 5 months ago, this was back in September, I'm bad at math so I'm not sure, but they actually nerfed the pay to win flatline skin, and in this they showed a picture from the firing range, and you could see this firing range is much different than the firing range that we have. So in the background of them showing themselves in the firing range, you could see some other buildings, you could even see like a cage where it looked like people might be able to compete against each other. So I definitely agree that when we're thinking about 1v1s, honestly I think the firing range would be the most appropriate place to bring and enhance that situation. I just think they definitely need a firing range update that is pretty massive. I just wanted to bring the light that it has been the case where that seems possible. So I had to mention this really quickly. So apparently Horizon has got to like nerf without anybody saying anything. Like, it's not in the patch notes. They did not talk about this. I don't know if it got like accidentally pushed too soon, if this was supposed to come in the next season or what is going on. But apparently when you throw the gravity lift, you have terrible accuracy and you cannot shoot or beam players whatsoever. Your bullets just go stray. They go absolutely everywhere. This is kind of crazy and hectic because this was launched right before the ALGS Split 1 playoffs that are going to be happening in February. And with Horizon definitely in the meta right now, this could heavily change the direction that these pro players are going to take. And I don't even know if this was meant to be. Now, if it helps you calm your mind about the future of Apex, we have about 2 weeks for this event. After that event is over, we'll have about 2 weeks until the next season. Over the last couple of days, we followed a lot of Respawn leads that indicate that the next season will have some pretty big changes and updates as well, and not just your normal typical casual season launch with the new legend, map changes, and something like that. We are literally only a month and 4 days away from that, and I'm pretty excited, especially with the all new legend overhaul. There's also been insider leaks that arenas will be permanently removed and replaced by control mode. I really want to know is if that is true, and if that is the case, will we have a situation where you can start a control mode match like you can in arenas in private matches? Like I said earlier, they clearly indicate that you only need 6 players to start an arenas match, which seems like it'll be pretty fun for you guys to 3v3 your best friends. But if and when control mode comes permanently, will that arenas feature be removed from private matches, and will the control mode actually go in there so that you can start a control match with 9 players? I think honestly fans would probably get over the whole 30 player minimum requirement stuff for Battle Royale if there was an option to do control mode with 9 players. I think fans would be pretty happy about that still. It's definitely not best case scenario, but it's something to consider. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comment section below about this event update. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as always, and comment down below and do all 3 of those things if you're interested in winning the Seer Heirloom. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and until the next time, I'll see you later, Gators.